How's it going? We're at MODEX 2024. Today we're here at the Yaskawa booth, here with Chris, who's going to give us a quick rundown of the system we see here that has a bin picking system on it, circulatory conveyor. Give us a little rundown of what we're seeing here.
All right, so this is a parcel induction and singulation. We're using +1's Pick One software along with their vision processing. We've got our GP12 robot handling between 1,600 and 1,700 parcels per hour. The benefits of this: in most logistics fulfillment centers, you have a wide variety of products coming in and you need to be able to separate them, segregate them, and get them moving throughout the warehouse. We have the product circulating around and it comes through and it's randomized. The vision system then sees it, selects a single product at a time, moves it over in an advanced function. We're able to get a rapid amount of uptime on this. Another reason that we like to work with +1 is they do have one of the faster vision systems, but in addition to the speed that they have and high uptime, they also keep a human in the loop with their yonder system. So in unstructured work environments, you do end up having sometimes that the robot can't detect what item it should pick. They can fire off a yonder call to somebody either in that facility or with third-party monitoring to resolve that pick, typically in around 15 to 20 seconds, and keep your robotic asset in motion.
Nice. And so whenever they're doing that, they're kind of selecting the package that needs to be picked up.
Yeah, it comes up onto their computer screen and they will, with 3 or 4 clicks, outline what that product is. Typically one remote operator then is able to manage and oversee 10, 15, sometimes even 20 cells, depending on the types of products, the number of miscalculated picks that it generates. And so you're not taking a job away from people, you're letting one person manage 10 lines instead of one person process those packages.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that's super valuable too, because I think we're going to get to a place where more companies are going to have to be structured around having like a remote workforce that's like sitting in an office, and more monitoring of like multiple assets versus, you know, a singular operator that's out here monitoring, you know, one robotic cell. It's maybe a virtual person who's maybe monitoring 10 different virtual cells and monitoring things like vision.
And the logistics industry in general has driven a lot of the adoption and advancement in robotic vision. Traditional robotic automation was very structured, thinking automotive production lines. But when you put that into a warehouse and logistics environment, you're handling a wider variety of packages. You have a wider variety of condition of those packages as they're coming through, because they're being handled conditionally, sometimes degraded package. You still need to be able to handle that, and you can't stop everything every time something comes up that isn't as planned. So we can keep things moving throughout the warehouse. As I said, this one in induction and singulation has been one of the things that was focused on in this industry for the last several years. We're getting into more palletizing, depalletizing, other types of solutions, but being able to be flexible and adding sensing has been very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, my kids ask me, they say, can robots see? And I said, robots out of the box can't see, but if you throw a vision system on them, that gives them the ability to see.
And we work with a lot of different sensor companies, so there's different ways to add sensing. Traditional vision is done with a variety of different camera styles, but then robots, if you think as a human, you have your 5 senses, so adding vision is the most common, but adding force torque sensors or other abilities to feel, gauge the weight of a product as you're moving it. These are all different advancements that are happening quickly, but also enabling robots to be more and more effective in the industry.
Yeah, and also like just the implementation of these different devices, like the force torque sensors. Like those have been on the market for a really long time. However, like whenever I started doing controls, all that stuff you had to set it up on your own.
Yeah.
Now it's like you communicate those things over like an IO link, plug in a cable, download a software package, and just plug it right in.
Absolutely. The ease of use comes in a variety of different ways. We have different ease of use solutions to meet different levels of professionals. So some of the ease of use are no-code solutions to be able to deploy a robot without ever seeing a line of robot code. Other things are simple install packages to make that force torque sensor. You put a thumb drive in and everything is configured and ready to go with your ladder, with your IO assignment, as well as the base file on how much torque it's going to sense. And so we work with a wide variety of different established companies and startups to make sure that our connectivity is easy, whether it's a PhD developing use case in a lab or deployed at the front line in a manufacturing process.
Awesome. And one other thing that you guys have added to your portfolio not too long ago is a larger collaborative robot, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, for several years, we had the largest collaborative robot in the industry. It was our HC20. It had 1.9 meters of reach and a 20 kilogram payload. But as we were having success with that in the market, we got feedback that people wanted more capability. So last year we launched the HC30PL for palletizing applications. It has a 30 kilogram payload. It's the same mechanical unit with some software tweaks to it, raising that payload capability. And specifically for collaborative palletizing, we've had a lot of success being able to hit those cases where they have large, heavy cases that they still want to be able to operate in a fenceless environment and be safe around human workers.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like when it comes to like the reach and the payload of collaborative robots, there's so many applications that are kind of just waiting for that tool to be available.
Collaborative robots are still relatively new in the industry, and I know a lot of the initial run out and deployment of them were things that would be considered, very light use, not necessarily having the same life. Yaskawa is an industrial robot manufacturer, so when we got into the collaborative market, we made a robot that is industrial in its base. They use the same motors, drives, and encoders that we do in our industrial robots. We add the force torque sensors in each one of those joints to make it safe, but you have the same life expectation that you would have on any of our industrial robots, and they're built in the same conditions environments. They're IP67K from base to flange. They come standard with food grade grease, so they're safe to put in almost any industry. And we're able to continue to move the collaborative robot market more towards industrial performance, but keep it safe to operate around humans. And as I look forward to the way things are going and continue to get feedback, people are wanting to get more and more production out of that collaborative robot. They want it to operate in the same way an industrial would when nobody's around, but be able to be safe when a human enters that work zone.
Yeah, absolutely. As of right now, does Yaskawa have anything new coming to market or anything else that's somewhat new to the market?
We do have a new platform that we announced at IREX in Japan back in December. It's called Motoman Next, aptly titled as the new thing coming out. It's a new platform for robotics that'll be autonomous and incorporated into the robot controller and allows them to react to their environment even more so than what we do with our existing line today. It's not meant to specifically overlap with anything that we have had in our portfolio to date, but really push the edges of robotic automation and expand it into places that hadn't been automated in the past.
Gotcha. Nice. So is this something that's going to be like, it's going to be AI based?
Yeah, it has a AI, the autonomous control unit allows AI processing within the robot controller.
Nice. And will this come with a new additional mechanical arm? Will you be running it from the same mechanical arm?
A whole new portfolio of arms. At launch, there will be 5 dedicated industrial arms and 2 dedicated collaborative arms.
Nice.
And a completely different programming method. It's traditionally going to be Docker container programs running on that autonomous control unit.
Gotcha. Nice. Seems like a pretty big deal. I can't wait for it to hit the U.S. market.
Absolutely.
When are you looking to release that one?
So it was announced there in December. We're more or less announcing it here in the North American market next week. We expect that it'll be commercialized here in the U.S. either very late 2024, but most likely into 2025.
Nice. Awesome. You heard it here first on Elite Automation's YouTube channel.
Right.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.